All right, so I know last time we were discussing, personal development and attitudes and things like that. And in this video, I'm gonna just be very, very honest. I have not felt like doing anything lately. I've been feeling down. I've been feeling like I'm not progressing or moving at a pace in which I would like to. But I do feel like one thing I've been doing well is I'm really heavy with using my planner now. For the past week and a half. And I know that I'm most productive in the mornings. So when I get to work, I just knock out things that I know that I'm not going to knock out later if I was to wait. So all of the things that I know that I'm not going to do later, I just hurry up while I have that productivity momentum in the morning and I just get it done. Because otherwise it's not going to get done. And, our father, he always talks about, he's been drilling in our head lately that we should, we have to get past the point. He says we have to go beyond motivation.
Facts.
And just get things done. It's really that simple. And I've been practicing that a little bit and it's been working. So even though I have not felt like doing anything lately, I have been productive. Progress has been slow, but things are consistently being done. I can say when I go to sleep every night that things have gotten done. More than 3 things have gotten done. Things like that. And I've been listening to a lot of motivational videos. I like David Goggins. I like
Facts.
Jocko. I like Bob Proctor. I like Earl Nightingale. I like really Les Brown. I don't know. I just Eric Thomas. I really love Eric Thomas. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just using whatever I can to sort of like prime my mind around getting things done because these things have to get done, and I feel like it's been pretty much working lately.
For sure. I mean, even in previous videos I've made before, I've talked about, your to-do list and how that can improve your productivity. But I'm going to be honest, like at a point, the to-do list is cool, but I'm not getting this grand satisfaction from checking off stuff from my to-do list. It's like, I know I have bigger things to do and they say the little accomplishments still matter, but the bigger tasks are still, I'm still focused on those things at the end of the day. So I'm not feeling like I'm getting things done by just hitting little stuff like, oh, I made my bed. Oh, I made a cup of coffee, or I wrote in my journal. It's like, yeah, I'm supposed to do that stuff anyway. So that hasn't been the way that I've been getting things done. And like our father has said, you have to get past the point of motivation because motivation is temporary. That's that little boost of energy. So like if you're a coffee drinker like me, you get that little boost of energy the first few hours of the day and that it wanes away because
coffee doesn't even do anything to me anymore.
Yeah, it's just like
it's a habit now.
It's just cool to have now, like just to have in the morning. But it's at some point you won't have to dig, you don't have to drive, and have to just you literally have to push yourself, and it's not going to feel good, but it's gonna feel good when you get it done and you told yourself like I got some stuff done today, some big things done.
I think there's not a lot of trend. I think, one thing, so when I'm not motivated, I listen to motivational videos.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've noticed that my problem is not necessarily that I'm not getting things done. My problem could be maybe I'm not getting enough nutrition. Maybe I'm not getting enough sleep. Maybe I'm not working out. I've noticed I've been working out very heavy lately, and I've gotten that mental boost to just knock things out. My mind is moving more so to that savage kind of state, like let's get it done. And it's worked, but that's limited. It's where your willpower sometimes is limited, so you have to still go beyond that as well and just get things done, even if it's a sluggish or slow pace. But I think there's not a lot of transparency with with some motivational videos.
Facts.
With some of these motivational speakers. Like I listen to them and I like the fact that they're like, forget everything that's going on right now. Just achieve, just get it done. But sometimes you just need to probably go to sleep. Sometimes Maybe you need to go out for some shots. And I'm not talking about alcohol shots, maybe ginger shots, wheatgrass shots, things like that, balance your hormones and things like that. Yeah, because it could be a number of reasons as to why you've lacked motivation. You feel like you're not getting anything done. It could be a bunch of different reasons. It might be something else that you need to reset. It could be anything, literally.
And that's, I mean, even going back to the shots, like people think that, treating yourself well is not like a reward. So the same people, we'll go to the bar. Like people will go to the bar and they'll consume those things and say, I'm rewarding myself, I'm relaxing, I'm celebrating. But you could still reward yourself by putting some better stuff in your body. And at the end of the day, you'll feel a lot better and you'll get more done because you're putting good things into your body. And that's not even just the food, it's the thoughts that you put into your mind. Like, what are you thinking about all day? Are you dwelling on some sort of fear or some sort of failure? Am I worried about failing all day? You literally have to feed your mind that same good food that you put into your body, or it won't play out the same way or the same way that you think it will. Going back, listen to Bob Proctor, like any free time I have, like if I'm just working on social media or some things for work, I have that stuff playing in the background because you literally have to bombard your mind with some different information because social media, you straight negativity
You have to create,
all day.
You have to create your own mental environment. I think people, that's like an understatement. That's very, very serious. You have to create your own mental environment, and you have to place things in that mental environment every single day. You have to do it. Repetition of the right information. I'm a firm believer in learning from others. I'm a firm believer in listening to people. I'm a firm believer, not just following anything. Yeah, use your mind and be critical about what it is that you're listening to and things like that. There are things that all of the people that I listed, there are things I agree with and things that I disagree with. I don't agree 100% with their methods. I definitely don't. They have different goals. I have different goals. They have different mindsets, different values from mine. But the things that I do like, the things that are useful, I decide and I take those things and I use them to help me for my advantage. But I mean, yeah, you have to create your own mental environment. I think
it's a lot of wisdom in it. Like, it doesn't even matter who you're listening to. I mean, it does matter who you're listening to, but if you see somebody that's successful, but you don't necessarily believe in their stance on education or something like that. So I'm just gonna ignore everything they're saying altogether. It's like, no, you can still take some things from them because they're successful. They have the results, but we reject certain things because of what we heard, and we might not even have experience. So like, fear is getting in the way of your mental environment. Oh, I can't take on these tasks because I don't believe that. Well, that's not it's not in my scripture, so I can't engage in these things. And what's up?
Right. So you have to protect your mental environment as well.
Yeah.
Right. You want to expose your mind to useful and new information, but you also want to have some kind of mechanisms in place or values in place or mental system in place where you can protect your mind from certain things that might be not in your best interest as well. So you have to be a thinker. Like, man, you just have to think. Like, I like talking and debating a whole lot. Many people hate that I'm like that, but I mean, I realize the more you talk and the more you read and the more you listen to people and the more you talk again and just get different opinions and perspectives, the smarter you can become. Many people say, books aren't credible. I feel like books help me. Audiobooks, videos, people who do a lot of oratory. I mean, they're very, very helpful. There's some very knowledgeable people in this world, and they're either on video, on audio, or both, or they've written something of value in books. And one of the popular ideas today is that, just because it's in a book doesn't make it true. And it's like people take that and they say, haha, I'm not going to listen to anything or read anything in a book because it might not be true. And it's like, come on, man. Like 2 + 2 is 4, right? That's in your math book. If somebody gave you a how to program your MacBook to do something, what you gonna do? Not listen because it was written down? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
I read in order to set this mic up, put this mic together. It was written, so I shouldn't listen. It's not credible because it was written down. Come on, like that doesn't make too much sense. If somebody's an expert in something, you need to at the very least, consider what it is that they're saying. Don't just what it is. I know when I used to say the same thing. It's just because I didn't want to read anything, so I came up with excuses. I was like, oh, I like that excuse. I'm just not gonna read nothing because it might not even be true. Mm-hmm. Then and my life was going nowhere because I didn't listen to nobody. I didn't read nothing. All of that, As soon as I started reading, my quality of life kind of just increased a lot. And listening to people helped me increase my quality of life. I couldn't have gotten anywhere without people and books, audios, different ideas, diverse ideas. It's just very valuable. I mean, your doctor is a person who has read to get to the point where they are. I mean, they read these books that somehow are not credible to get where they are, yet you still go to them because you know they're credible. You know that through study,
there's value.
Right. They've obtained the ability to take care of you. I don't know what your ailment could be, but they've studied, they've read, they've tested themselves, they've done all of these things to get to this point, and they are credible because of the study, the rigorous study that they went through.
Right. Clearly something's working. They got information from the books, and I think mostly it's about the information itself. So whether you're listening to it or reading it, it's still the information. Is that information useful? Can I use this information to help me become a wise and intelligent person? Probably. It depends. I mean, most likely. It's showing some promise throughout history. The best writers read, right? If you want to learn how to write, you study those people that have written the best forms of literature, books, essays, papers. They've recorded and written themselves the same style of information, which is like really impressive work. So, like you said before, people, they use excuses to not engage in these things. And one of the biggest mistakes people make, especially in this time, is that they don't think. They don't spend a lot of time thinking.
Think about it.
You think too much.
Right.
I love that one. You think too much. About it. You thinking too hard.
This is
come on, bro.
We have right here. We have the book. The person, the author that wrote this book, they probably studied a lifetime of whatever topic that they're writing about, right? And then we have our cell phones. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We read something on there, it's true automatically. Mm-hmm. People always go for the information that's on our technology.
They're always lying too.
But somehow the book, just because that was written on a book, doesn't make it true. And it's like, well, we have so many people jumping on the bandwagon with the social media, believing everything that they read on social media. And it's like, literally come on, man. Like the person that wrote something actually underwent an investigation. They actually went from different sources. They probably talked and studied the best people surrounding the topic and things like that. So it's just like, man, you gotta learn how to, when it comes to that mental environment, you have to learn how to have qualified, credible people in your mental environment saying things that are good for you, and determining which person is good for you, or what kind of information is good for you is kind of tricky, and it's really just a part of the journey. You'll just figure that out along the journey. Some people say that, well, how do I know that person isn't lying? I mean, you just got to go through it. Yeah. I mean, try it. You just have to try it.
That's how some of the best, even in the field of science, the best discoveries that were made were because of people sat around thinking. They thought of some arguments, because everybody's anti-argument nowadays. Everybody want to agree to disagree, which I think that's just weak. Like, continue to engage, find some truth, because that's really what it's about. As long as you're trying to find truth and trying to find some wisdom from whatever the situation or the conversation is holding, you take some wisdom from it. So the greatest discoveries, the greatest inventions that we've had came from people sitting around thinking. But we don't want to think. We get meme logic. We get all our information from social media because it's easy and it's quick. But we don't, nowadays, especially my generation, everybody wants to be, in a position where they could just get their information real quick. I remember, what was that, when Kobe Bryant died? It was too many news sources coming out with different information on how many people was on the helicopter just because they wanted to be the first ones to hide the information out. And it's just like, this is not sound thinking. This is not even what occurred, right? So everybody want to go to the quick conclusion. They want to go to whatever's quickest and most convenient, which is not long, drawn out thinking, perusing. They don't want to sit around and be detail oriented. They just want what's quick and easy.
Oh man, yeah. It's a constant process. I think sometimes today I feel very low energy. I think there's a sometimes my motivation or my ability to get something done or my ability to be effective in my life has stemmed from something that somebody says, like the power of a word, the power of the word. It has stemmed from many different sources. I mean, I could have heard like a scientific fact. I could have heard Ray down the street say something deep. I mean, I could have heard anything. I could have found that inspiration or that motivation really just in anything.